I handed him the glass, sweat beading on its frosted surface, and he didn't look away. His breath was ragged, shirtless under the blistering sun, chest heaving like he'd been running from something or to it. I didn't say a word, just pushed the door shut behind me with a soft click that felt louder than it should. He followed, uninvited but wanted, the screen door slamming with a finality that hung in the air like a dare. If you've been here before, hit that like button and subscribe. You know it keeps this fire burning. If you're new, you've stumbled into something raw. Stick around. You'll see why. Let's get to it. The deck burned under my bare feet, the heat of a Georgia summer clawing up through the wood. I held the glass in one hand, the other tugging the door closed, sealing us in this moment. The air was thick honeysuckle, fresh-cut grass, and the fading hum of a lawnmower gone quiet. Jack stood by the back fence, all lean muscle and sunburned skin, wiping sweat from his brow with the crook of his arm. His chest rose and fell, glistening under the noon sun, his black hair damp and clinging to his temples. For a moment, he didn't see me. I lingered, eyes tracing him longer than I meant to, something stirring in my gut I couldn't name. Then I stepped off the deck, the glass cold against my palm. He turned as I approached, flashing that boyish grin, warm, easy, but with an edge now, like he knew something I didn't. "Hey, Lila," he said, voice low, catching his breath. "Looks like you could use this," I said, holding out the tall, frosted glass. His fingers brushed mine as he took it, deliberate but not bold, and he drank deep, throat working like he'd been parched for days. He exhaled hard, wiping his mouth with the back of his hand, and those eyes sharp, unyielding, locked on mine. Something new flickered there, not rude, not uncertain, just steady, hungry. I smiled, feeling the heat crawl up my neck. "Want to come inside for a breather?" He hesitated, then nodded, trailing me into the house. The door slammed shut behind him, softer than the tension coiling between us. I led the way to the kitchen, his barefoot steps silent on the tile, the half-empty glass still in his hand. I didn't speak, didn't need to. Sunlight poured through the back window, painting his skin gold, his shirt tucked carelessly into the back pocket of his jeans, swaying with each measured step. I reached into the drawer by the fridge, pulled out a clean towel, and handed it to him. "Thanks," he muttered, his breath still uneven. He wiped his face, then his neck, quick and rough. I stood there, pitcher in hand, water untouched, wondering why I hadn't poured it yet. His eyes flicked up, then down, distracted. The towel slid across his collarbone before he folded it, setting it on the counter with a care that didn't match the heat in the room. "You've toughened up since you started this job," I said, the words slipping out faster than I meant. His hand froze. "So have you," he said, voice softer now. No teasing, just truth. I leaned against the counter, the pitcher slick with condensation under my fingers. He stepped closer, not fast, just enough to make the space between us feel dangerous. He set the empty glass beside my hand, his fingers grazing mine. Neither of us moved. The silence stretched, heavy but calm, like the air before a storm. His skin still carried the scent of sun and grass, sharp and alive. I let the quiet linger, no need to fill it. "You don't have to go just yet," I said, soft but sure. He didn't answer. His hand found mine, warm and steady, pulling me gently across the threshold into the living room. The ceiling fan spun lazily overhead, stirring the warm air in the dim space. Curtains drawn, lights off. Just the hum of the fan and the weight of our closeness. He sank into the couch first, settling into the cushions with a quiet confidence that pulled me in. I followed, sitting close, our knees brushing. I didn't pull away. My hand rested on his arm, feeling the heat still radiating from his skin. He turned slightly, inhaling like he might speak. But he didn't. His lips grazed my shoulder, soft, tentative, a question without words. I answered by leaning in, guiding his face to mine with a gentle touch. He didn't resist. My blouse loosened as I shifted, the fabric slipping open slightly, catching the warm air between us. His eyes lingered, steady but unreadable, a mix of restraint and want. His hands moved to my sides, hesitant but firm, and I leaned closer, letting my weight press against him, closing the gap. I straddled the cushion beside him, knees sinking into the couch as I balanced. The blouse parted further, unnoticed now, forgotten in the heat of the moment. I kissed him, slow and certain, and the hesitation we'd both clung to melted away. The fan droned above, steady and slow. He kissed me back, no longer cautious, his touch bold but not rushed. His mouth found mine again, deeper, longer, a quiet urgency building. My fingers threaded through his hair as I leaned in, knees pressing into the couch to steady myself. One of his hands slid to my lower back, the other bracing my side, holding me like he couldn't stand any distance between us. We shifted closer, wordless, adjusting with small movements. No hurry. The cushions sank under us as we settled into a rhythm of breath and presence. Each inhale grew warmer, shorter. His chest pressed against mine, skin on skin, light but undeniable, and something twisted in my gut, sharp, unnamed. I leaned back just enough for my blouse to slip from my shoulder, falling softly to the couch behind us, unnoticed. His hands traced my sides, slow, deliberate, not searching but staying, memorizing. His lips lingered on the curve of my collarbone, warm and steady, each touch pulling me closer. My hands tightened on his shoulders, his breath hot against my skin, and my reaction caught me off guard, not because it happened, but because I let it. He moved carefully, holding back, every motion measured. I leaned into the cushions, guiding us down together. He followed without hesitation, shifting to keep us close without pressing too hard. His forehead rested against mine, our breaths heavy but slowing. His lips traced my collarbone again, pausing, the touch light but lingering. My fingers tangled in his hair, holding him there, not to lead, just to stay. We moved again, no faster, just open now, no trace of the earlier caution. His hands returned to my sides, and we adjusted in silent sync, shifting without words. My touch steadied on his chest as I guided us upright. He leaned back slightly, and I moved with him, knees still on the couch, hands braced on his chest. His eyes met mine, tight, steady, saying everything in the silence. I leaned in, lips brushing his jaw, then the base of his neck, the closeness unfolding like it was always meant to. Nothing forced. His hand slid up my back, then down, holding us in place as the moment deepened. I inhaled, chest rising against him, my whole body warm not from the air, but from him. He sat up just enough to meet me again, his arm looping gently around my back. My head rested on his shoulder, breath uneven as we stayed there. The moment stretched, heavy, waiting ho.